Hello and welcome. My name is Hohai Boo. This is going to be the first video I'm going to upload to this channel. This channel is going to be dedicated to mostly Yu-Gi-Oh, but trading card games, both physical and digital. I figured as a way to introduce my channel, I would show off currently what I own in physical cards, maybe talk about my experience with Yu-Gi-Oh and whatnot, and why I'm starting the channel, why I'm getting back into it after I haven't played for physical for so long. But without further ado, I'm going to start just going through my binders. I got 4 of them here to go through. I'm going to try to go quick. I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to waste you guys' time with just showing cards without opening and all that. I have some stuff I plan to open in some future videos. And I have some ideas for some Duel Links and Master Duel content coming. So if you are interested in the potential of seeing any of that, let me know, and I'll hopefully be working on that soon. So we're going to start with this binder here first. Most of my cards I tried organizing by in order of set and number per set. Some of them near the end of some of the binders won't be, and some of them I only have 1 or 2 of, so they're kind of random. But we're going to just kind of take a quick peek at some of my stuff. I got a couple of the tin cards for the gods. For at least Exodian Slifer and then the red eyes there. Got a Regeki. I don't know too much about all of the Link stuff yet. I'm still learning that. So I don't know which ones are going to be good or not. But, well, hopefully be getting into that some more eventually. But I'm linking, pendulum, all that. I'm still very new to. So I'm sorry if I don't understand how good some of the cards might be. But those weren't really a thing when I started. XYZ, when I played, XYZ was kind of the newest. So my only experience with Link and with Pendulum is through Duel Links and Master Duel, and I'm still learning that, still trying to figure it out. So when it comes down to it, I'll get there, but it might be a little bit. So these pages of the binders I can probably go through a little faster. They're mostly going to be the mega packs from the tins. I do have a nice little shiny mimicking man-eater there. I just started using that in Duel Links. For the longest time I've been running a regular man-eater, even though I had a mimicking in there. So I don't know why I didn't switch that out sooner, but I finally took the time to switch that out. And it's definitely helped out a lot. The Rebuild Deer has a nice shine to it. Ghost Sister. And that's my only one of the Mega Tin for 18. So now we're going to be into the Mega Tin. I think this is 23. Yes, it looks like Mega Tin 23. I don't think I had anything really that stood out too much. I do have a black wing up there. I think I've heard of the black wings. I haven't really experienced the deck yet, so I don't really know too much about it yet. And then, yeah, a few guys over here. This is for the Mega 10. I think it was 24. I got an Anima there. Got a Gearfried. And the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. Got a bunch of nice little shines in this. A couple Gem Knights there. I remember running into a few Gem Knight decks, but it's been quite some time, so I don't, like I said, a lot of the stuff I'm not gonna remember how it plays. I'm going to be relearning a lot of stuff, which will be fun. So if that's something you kind of want to see as someone who's, besides Duel Links, I'm pretty much getting back into it for the first time since, since before what the current Edison format is. So it'll be interesting, I feel like. I think I have a decent amount of this tin because I've accidentally bought a couple of them, so definitely gonna see a few duplicates on a few of the tins. Yeah, nice little token there. So this is going to be off of, I think it was Supreme Darkness. And I will say, I was pretty excited. My first time opening, I pulled one of the primitive dragon ether barrels. I was pretty sick. I loved the card out, looked it up right away, and I was kind of stunned. So I was pretty excited that I was in the first, 4 packs I opened. Cause as you can see, yeah, this is the 4 packs there. Okay. So now we're into RA04. I think that was Stampede, I want to say it was. I'm going to try to remember them. I'm not going to remember most of them because I don't know a ton of the packs. By heart, at least. I got a ways to go. I got a few of these Cyber Dragons here. Or the Crimson, sorry, not Cyber. I don't know why I said that. Oh, I know why I said I have that on my mind. I bought a couple on the way. But I got 3 of the Crimsons. One's just standard. I got 2 of those. We got a Gaga. Dragon Maid Titan. I think that had some really nice foiling on it. Yeah, it has some really nice foiling on it. I don't think I got any QCRs in this one. I was really hoping I did when I saw that I pulled that El Shadow out. I was really hoping it was gonna be a QCR, one of those quarter centuries, but sadly it wasn't. So MFC into I think that was Magician's Force. There should be some first editions in here. Probably a decent amount. I have a lot of old ones in here, like from when I played. So some of them are gonna be in pretty beat up condition. Of a lot of these, all of the cores and the original structures and the original starter decks. I do have some Korean cards in here that are a little more recent, along with I'm going to be uploading a few shorts. I opened up some of the 25th anniversary reprints along with some Korean prints. So I'm going to have some of those in here. So you'll see them. So if you're watching this whole thing, I'm sorry that the packs might get spoiled, but I'm trying to go fast enough that hopefully you won't exactly know what I pulled. I mean, thankfully there's enough variety in here. You're not going to know 100% type of thing, but I do have some OCRs also. Not many though. I only have a few. And most of my OCRs, I got no idea how I got. They kind of were in my collection when I was super young. And they've kind of just been with me since, thankfully. I did used to have a lot more, though. I'm just going to say something happened. I don't want to get into it too much. But something happened, and most of my cards were gone. So I don't have a lot of my good cards anymore, sadly. A lot of my OG, original Blue Eyes, original Dark Magicians. I mean, granted, I know they're not really good now, per se, but I used to have multiple sets of the SKE, SDYs, SDKs. I used to have a lot of. I had pretty much every starter deck back in the day, and sadly, most of those are gone now. But it is what it is. I just realized too. I think we just finished Metal Rulers, MRL. No, that was still Magical. Sorry. That was Magical now, yeah. I do have a couple there. PG, for Pharaonic Guardian, I think this is. You can definitely tell. Feels like there's a color difference between the old ones and the reprints. I haven't looked too close at them though, but definitely a color difference between the Korean and the regular there. Got a bunch of the Gravekeepers. I remember when I was young, I thought those cards are cool. I didn't use them a whole lot, but I do have a bunch of my Metamorphosis. I got 2 there, 3 there. Got a couple of Rite of Spirits. And some more over there. Now we're into PSV. That should be Pharaoh's Servant, I want to say it was. I can't remember if... I think... It's not a first edition, but it wasn't it was off the original reprints, like way back in the day. I got that guy off of. I remember thinking that was such a cool card back in the day, even though it wasn't anything special, but I used to just love the art and just love playing to have fun, so I never really had a meta deck or anything like that. It was all kind of, oh, this looks cool. Oh, this was in the anime and I thought it was cool. So we kind of just ran it. Shallow Grave. I think that's one of the 25th ones I got. Got a couple my Burmans, a couple Omni-Tanks, Overdrives, got some Rain of Mercies, Bite Shoe. Like I said, a lot of my cards are not a lot of them are beat up. So, I kind of started collecting again after a few months ago. I started getting really back into really having the itch to play and collect again. And I stumbled across people like Ruxin, the Wonky Quartet, and I've been watching so many of their videos, and it's so much fun watching them play and watching Ruxin open, and it's kind of revitalized my passion for Yugioh. So I'm excited to be getting back into it and seeing what's out there now, learning all the new stuff. We are on to Labyrinth of Nightmares now. I think we were on to that before, actually, too. Yeah, I see that guy's a little beat up there. A couple bites out of him. Silent Swordsman. I used to have almost a full deck with them. This also looks like these ones here on the right are not organized. These are all after, like, I bought some and I already had all my binders organized, so these ones sadly did not get. There's gonna be some stuff from like starter decks like Yugi's, Kaiba's in here. There's some Joey's in here. I don't think there's any extra Pegasus. Oh, maybe that was, yeah. I think that was the Pegasus one there. A lot of older ones came in. Sadly, that card came a little beat up, but it wasn't anything too fancy, so it's not the end of the world. But I didn't have one yet, so I kind of wish it wasn't. Gravity Bind, I know that. I've seen that in a few videos, and that guy seems pretty good. I never had one when I was young, though. I was pretty happy when I saw that Darkfire Dragon. I love the art of it. I think we got a few EP1s, I think up there is the EP1 backside. I think there was one bottom right. Yeah, Big Shield Guardian. I don't remember what set he was out of. I can't read too well anymore. I'm getting old. It's just kind of, I don't want to like get too close in with the phone and make it a little blinding, but that guy's a little funny looking. I think that's it in this binder, so we will hop over to the next one. I'm sorry this is going to be a long video, but I just kind of want to show you guys where I'm at, so that way over time I can kind of, update, and I do have more binders, another binder coming, so I can get stuff a little more organized in the future too. But on to the next one. I apologize, I just realized that was 15 minutes on one binder, so I'll try to speed it up a little bit. This is going to be a lot of speed duel, so I don't have to spend too much time. I'll try to focus on some of the, nicer cards. I think they got a couple in here. Like, there we go. So I got the regular Dark Magician that comes with it. I got the Dark Magician and the Dark Magician girl. I got the, the foil ones. So that was pretty awesome to see. Like, yeah, nice shines. So we got Yugi deck there. We got a Seto deck here with Obelisk up there. I love the original art there. That was so cool to see that art on that. And then over here we got Joey's Jinzo, blue flame there. I pulled the rare of that. I'm not using the right terms. I'm sorry. It's super early for me. It's hard to think. We got the ball, and then we got, of course, Ra up there. There's a lava golem up there. Then that's one of the guys I pulled the foil of too there. Some of them is not coming across on camera as well, sadly, but at least not when in the binder this way and with the lighting I have and the setup I'm currently using. I will try to do better in the future with recording. Right now I'm using my phone, but I do have a webcam set up and all of that. So I will have better quality coming in the future. But for now I'm just starting out with this. Got Gravekeeper Spy there. With the shimmer. With the fancy. I love Wall of Disruption in Duel Links, so I'm excited to use that. And I think I've used a couple of those before in it. And that with the Tiki Souls. So you can, pretty much get all your monsters out for free because you can just use them as your tributes and whatnot. We got the two of the Harpy Queens there. Meal Wall, love that. I think this side is going to be all the extra, the random ones you get to help build. We had just Valkyrie, Witch of the Black Forest, which I know is banned, sadly. I think you can use it in certain things, but not in others. Mystic Tomato there, Spirit Reaper. Of course, we got, Blue Eyes Ultimate up there. We got Elemental Hero Speed Duel deck over here. Nothing too crazy with it. Everybody knows Elemental Heroes at this time. I got a Drillroid. Love that foiling on that. But we got the Roid, which I just watched the Roid video of Wheeled Edison. It was either Wheeled Edison or Goat by Roxanne, and that was interesting to see. That was a fun video they did. Got the Gate Guardians there. All of those guys. This is still Speed Duel, so I could speed it up a little. Nothing too crazy here. Had a couple of UFO fighters from it. And now we are out of the Speed Duel. This is going to be the 2-player starter set. They have 2 decks in that. Honestly, you can pick it up for about $10, and if you're trying to get someone to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's probably an easy way to do it. There's a lot of iconic cards like the Dark Magician there. You got Cyber Dragon there, Call of the Haunted, Dark Magician Girl, Penguin Soldier, Magician, MST. So you got a lot of decent cards if you're just trying to build a cheap deck that you can just pull these off of, or you can just use this setup. I think this card here, I don't know if it's this version though, I saw it was worth a decent amount, but you got some decent cards on both sides that you can use to make your own decks, of course. Otherwise you can use the one they made with it. Dark Hole Fissure, got Magic Cylinder there, and Quillbolt. I got a bunch of those now. Got some synchros. Okay, so now on the other side it's a structure deck. It was a Dino structure deck. I got this out of one of those chaos boxes. I like to buy those once in a while just for fun. I don't remember the exact name of the deck, but I remember it was a Dino structure, like Dino Smashers or something like that. I think I used this in a few of my decks before. You got Rescue Rabbit down there. I know people like him. You can see there's a Jurassic token from it. Okay, so this is going to be the Obelisk structure deck. So I don't have to spend too much time on here. Of course, you got Obelisk there, you got a Cyber Dragon there, you're going to have the Raw Disciples in it, another Salamandra, Harpy's Feather Duster, you got some Monster Reborn, Pout of Avarice, you got the dresses, the Forbiddens, not dresses, Call, Cloning, Drowning Mirror Force. Other side, I got Slifer's structure deck. I ended up with two of these somehow. I think I bought a second one without realizing I had one. I finally took the time to put these all in a binder this past couple months when I haven't been at work. So I found out I bought duplicates of a few decks. So you're gonna see stuff like this where, oh look, I got 7 and stuff like that. Of course, some cards, like for example, I had the 7 there. One of them probably came out of like some random bundle I bought, and it's like, oh hey, here's one of these that you have. But it's all good. Mirror Forces, of course, are always nice. I love Golden Apple. I used to run those along with Rope of Life. I liked Rope of Life too. So this is gonna be what's left of my structured deck. This was Zombie World, I believe it was. I thankfully still have my red eyes. We got Paladin up there, a couple turtles. I know this one I don't have the full set anymore. I've lost or disappeared a few cards over time, but I still have a decent chunk of it. And this is all first edition of it. So that's kind of nice. Got Card Destruction, Bottomless Trap Hole up there. So which guy is this? SOD. Can't remember what SOD was. I know it was still an earlier set. Something of the Duelist, if I remember right. But then over here I got what's left of my Joeys. This red eye sadly is fake. That disappointed me a lot, but I got a mix of Spanish and English. I have the same type of thing going on with my Pegasus. So when I was young, and after a bunch of my cards got, for lack of a better term, disappeared, I ended up buying a Joey structured deck and a Pegasus structured deck to try to rebuild what I was missing. And I found out after I opened them that they were Spanish packs. I didn't look close at them. So I have a decent amount of Spanish cards, which is okay. I mean, thankfully I know what most of them are and most of them do. And it's kind of cool to have, like, side by side, like, a monster, a bunch of Monster Bones now in different, languages and all that. So it's kind of cool to see them, like, the just as side by side type of thing. But it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. This would be my relinquish would be if I had one. I used to have a couple, but they're all gone too, sadly. As you can see, I bought a few of the decks before because I have bunch of the parts. It's just over time and through situations I have lost a few. Like I got 3 Dark Holes there from it, 3 Dispels left from it, bunch of Ring of Mysticism. I think the Dark. Okay, this is still Pegasus. Okay. And I think I have a little bit more over here. I think this is what's left of is this my Kaiba? Yep. This is going to be what's left of my original Kaiba one. As you can see, I do have some first editions left from it, along with some non-first editions. Most of the non-first editions are ones I've acquired after Most of the first editions are going to be original. This guy sadly is demolished. But I sped it up a little for that binder, so that was nice. We're going to go to the next binder. So on to binder 3 now. We're going to start off with the newest Blue Eyes. This would be the Blue Eyes Destiny structure deck, if I remember right. I was pretty happy when I saw I had 2 versions of the Maiden of White. You know, you got the standard and then the prismatic rare I think of it. I need to relearn a lot of these terms, but because I know they have so many different alt styles. Like, I know them when I'm looking at them side by side, like pulled up on the computer. I can, this is, secret rare, ultra rare, the QCR, the prismatic rares. I can tell some of them apart when I'm like looking at them like that. When I have the actual like definitions or the types in front of me, this one does come with the ash. So if you need ash for your deck, it's a cheap way to do it because they're super cheap still. Then I got the Trap Tricks structure deck over here. Yeah, I actually forgot I had this. I think I bought this around the time I bought Maven. Yeah, this one has an ash in it also. I got Yugioh, Harpies. I don't know much about Trap Tricks. I know I faced someone who used it before, one of my buddies, back in Duel Links, and I remember it being a pretty good deck. And now, here's where it happens when you don't put your stuff together. You end up buying a lot of this. I think I bought 2 or 3 of these structure decks because I didn't know I bought it. And this is over a couple of years. I bought a couple of them. As you can see, lots of Blue Eyes. Lots of Blue Eyes stuff. And I'm figuring out structure decks I don't have to spend too much time on. They're cheap, you know what's in them. Nothing too fancy, but there's always some cool cards in them. So this should be the next one's gonna be the SKE. That was the second version of the Kaiba Evolution. I got a decent amount of these left still too. Yeah, Kaiser still got a bunch of Legends in there. As you can see, there's the first edition there for it. Beat up because I used it a lot. Bunch of them. Some soul exchanges, trap holes. So then I got, this should be, I think, the structured deck Yugi, so the original Yugi. I'm super happy I still have a Summoned Skull. Sadly, it's not my first edition ones anymore. I don't think I have much first edition, if any, of Yugi anymore. But I got a few selections of his cards still, which is nice. But it's also possible Yugi might be the only one I didn't have first edition of, because I'm not seeing any first editions left. So it's very possible I didn't have a first edition of him anymore. But now, back to my Blue Eyes. So many of them. This was off the LDK. This was the Legendary Duelist 2. Legendary Decks 2. So we should have a full Blue Eyes deck here. Settle Blue Eyes deck, whatever you prefer to call it. Pretty standard at this point. You've seen so many different versions. I do like Ancient Rules in this one. I don't think the other ones had it. There's a token there. Hey, you got some Exodia. So this is going to be one of Yugi's decks. You got your Silent Magicians, your Buster Bladers, Dark Magicians, Valkyries, Big Shield, Blast. And a lot of iconic cards in these decks. So even if you don't plan on, using them, it's always nice to have some of these cards. Like, just for like the nostalgic purposes. Over here we got a Joey's Red Eyes deck. I love the flavor text on some of these. It's typed like more like how Joey would say them, which was kind of cool. It has this Jinzo in here too still. Of course we got Time Wizard to go with Baby Dragon. Red Eyes Fusion, I'm super glad I got those with this. One of my favorite decks to run was in Duel Links, I should say, is the Slash Dragon deck I built. So having Red Eye's Spirit and having Red Eye's Insight are great steps towards that. I don't have a Slash yet, though. I need to get myself a Slash Dragon, and then I could pretty much make what I was running. Of course, we got the gods up there again. And now we're over DABL. I can't recall what set this is. No, but I don't have a whole lot of them. Is that like Duelist Alliance, maybe? Or Duelist something? These are going to be some, I think this was Star Pack. LED, Legendary Duelist over here. I think Duelist 8 pack. So I'm probably going to try not to say which each one is, because that's going to take me a lot of time to try to read them all. Because I have to look at the cards and try to remember which one is. I think this is another Legendary Duelist, though. If I can try to remember what they are, I'll try to say, but I think that's Maze, one of the Maze ones there. I see LD on one. This is probably Legendary Duelist one there too. I got a couple of these. And yeah, so I got a lot of ones with this bits and pieces. I got a bunch of the BLVA Blazing Vortex. I think I got a pretty decent amount off that set. There's been a lot of that in random bundles. Divine Serpent G. This is just some random Speed Duel ones that came in a thing I bought. So nothing too fancy with those guys there. This one I definitely recognize because of these guys here. This one's going to be Ancient Sanctuary. AST. Because I got so many of them. And I got so many of the Soul Reverse. I almost have a full page of them. Like, that's insane. Feel the Dark. And there. I think this is Dark Crisis. I think this was. Like I said, I'm trying to remember as I'm going through. It's kind of hard without trying to get a close look at them, but I don't want to. Got the flame load up there. I don't want to, push the camera straight into the cards and, get a bad angle of viewing and all that, and try to figure out, all that and whatnot. I do have the Chaos Sorcerer here. That was IOC. We got Sylphid up there. Bunch of DD Borderlines and Chaos Greeds. I got a few of those Spatials. Nothing too crazy in this. I remember using the Ladybug back in the day a little bit. Couple Giants. Dark Gray, Soulfang, Giants. Is this LO? This might be LOB. Yeah, Rootwater's a classic. Not saying he's good. He's definitely not good, but he's classic. Bunch of Wastelands down there. Regeki. Couple of Red Medicines. Couple Sogans. A lot of memorable cards, but nothing was really... Overall, most of these cards weren't great back then even, but they were memorable. I do like the Metal Dragon. That was cool. And I always like the Tripwire Beast. Not that I ever used him really, but... a couple... both of them to go into him. I don't have the other one though, sadly. I don't have the female one. Nothing too fancy on these guys here. This is another one of those OCGs that I don't know where they came from. But we got one more binder to try to rush through, and then I'll let you guys go. So on to binder 3. It's been about 34 minutes of binder, so I'm sorry about that. I'll try to speed it up a little bit. I keep saying that, but we got a Copycat. This is going to be, I think, mostly bits and pieces from different sets. Yeah. Got Red Eyes there, Red Eyes Baby. As you can see, those with all the breaks, it's because either I had a card and it's missing, or when I could have scanned most of them in, I could have made mistakes. They could be I could have scanned them as the wrong one, and that's why there's some gaps in some. I think this was Structure Deck Zombie Madness. I think there. I'll try to remember some stuff, but there's so many bits and pieces of structure decks in here and sets that it would take a lot to try to remember. And some of them is like these. This is like one different set type of thing with some of them. Yeah, that's my original Queen Knight. It's not a first edition though, but I remember getting that pretty early. Familiar though, that one's a first edition one. Got a bunch of the Morphing Cameraman, Morphotronic. That's a DOD card. So I'm pretty glad I still have that guy there. I'm keeping him safe. A couple Time and Bursts down there. Well, I guess most of this stuff's going to be bulk in here. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Maybe some memorable stuff, though, here and there. I know I have some stuff from, like, Structure Deck Jaden. You've seen the Yugis and Kaibas in that era. I think I have some off of Chaz's in here. Most of my stuff is 5Ds and before. I have very little XYZ stuff in here, but there's a little bit. The Benkais in there. Got a bunch of darks there. Nothing too crazy on that side. Okay, so that was I know that card. That was FET, Flames of Eternity. I think it was FET. Now into some more newer stuff again because the Rescue Ace is there. Gizmek. Got another Gizmek there. XYZ Bowen was over there. Got some Blackwing stuff over here. The Divine Soldier. Yeah, looks like some Synchros, Pendulums. See, this is the stuff where I'm not going to be super knowledgeable about, so I don't have a whole lot to say on these yet. This is more of the area I need to learn. I got a couple of dogs. I think I have some more classic stuff near the end still, but I could be mistaken. I know Raiko. I've seen him used a lot in videos and a lot of potential. Got a Skull Servant there. Remember thinking he was super useless back in the day until I played Duel Links and I saw the it's a Skull Servant deck, but you get the Master or whatever, you get him out and you get, a 5-minute attack or something like that for every one in your graveyard, and it's like there's actually potential there. There's some XYZ stuff. You got like the cannons, the heads. I remember thinking how cool that card was back in the day, but I never got to use him, which sucked, but it was what it is. Fusion Recovery there, a couple Elemental Heroes, another XYZ, Parasitic Tick. It seems familiar. We got these cards up here, no EP1s. We got the movie card down here. That guy, I think, was like a 2019. Nothing I can really talk about there. There's a Blue Eyes down there. Evil Twins. World Legacies up there. These, I think they're off one of the newer packs. I think a lot of these are off from newer packs of this area. I believe these are some of the ones where like all of them were rares out of type of thing. Like I said, some of this newer stuff I don't know as much about. I know some of this might not be newer, but to me it is. the Wicked Dreadroot there, and the World Eraser. I haven't seen them yet, but I know I have a bunch of McDonald's promos in here still. Some are in good condition, some are not. There's a Thunder Dragon, so this is off the HISU set. Got some Sky Strikers. That's one of the decks I want to learn how to play, actually, because I've done a little bit with them, but not much. So I think this is the... No, that's not Mama. I think I have more than... And then there's a Blue Eyes up there, a Chaos Hunter. Apollo. Oh, this. Okay. This is some McDonald's set 1s. Got 5 of them there. And I got the McDonald's sets 2 over on this side. I wish some of them were in better condition, but I treasure them because they're from my childhood, you know. Not that they're anything ever good or usable, but it's special to me. I think we got some Black Wings there. This is when I'm getting into a lot of the ones where I only have a few cards, it looks like, out of each. Like, oh, here's 6 of them, here's 9 of them, and that's one of my original Light and Darkness Dragons. I was limited. I think that was a tin. Maybe not a tin, but one of those promo cards from a box. But I know that was an older one. So we got another Obelisk there. We got 2 Raws, and we got the shiny Raw there. A foiled Raw. I'm so happy to see I got a foiled Raw. Granted, I would have loved to foil Red Eyes in that print, but beggars can't be choosers, right? We got... Yeah, these are some older cards now here. What is this? SD structure deck ones, I think. I think this is still old though. I think I have... Oh, is this where the Starlights are coming up? I think I have a couple... It's crack... No. I could have sworn I had some Starlights up here. Maybe that's the next page. I'm sorry, I'm moving the camera a lot. I don't see the shines. I know I have one somewhere near here, but I might have must have glassed open, I just not realized. But got some old structured. This is starter deck Yugioh's E, not evolved, but you know, the second one of him. I don't have much of those left anymore. I love the foiling on that card. Or not, maybe not foiling is not the right term for that, but the holographic look on it. Got Malice there that has a nice little shimmer on it. Duelist Alliance. We're almost done. If you guys made it this far, I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to do some openings here soon to upload to the channel, along with some Duel Links and Master Duel videos. So keep your eyes out for those. And here's the last page. So without further ado, I'm going to end the video here pretty soon. I'd like to thank you guys for coming on out and checking it out. Like I said, my quality will get better here with recording in the future. I just don't have a good place set up yet. So I'm doing my best I can with what I have available at the moment. So thank you for the support. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.